Welcome to 42 North 78 West Sports Show. Here's your host, Sebastian.
All right, everybody, welcome to the 42 North 78 West show. I'm your host, Sebastian De Jesus. Thank you for everyone who coming on to episode 10. Man, we made it.
10 episodes already?
10 episodes. Well,
wow.
Let's welcome in Alex and Kevin. Kevin,
we're
Alex
here.
And Kevin, how are you doing today?
We're doing good.
Doing good.
How is everybody else doing?
Oh, my God.
We're doing fantastic.
Hey, we're doing absolutely fantastic. Hey, it's victory. What today is? Wait,
Well,
today
it's
is Monday.
It's Monday, but it's Victory Monday still. How about
I
that?
mean, the 24-hour rule is up, but
Hey, it feels good to be.
we're still riding high. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good to still be winning in January.
Hey, we got to talk about this game, though. We have to talk about it. Hey, if you're joining for us from Saps, we're going to have our guest Saps, who will be joining us at about 9:15 p.m. We're just going to talk about some Buffalo Bills because, of course, this is the 42 North 78 West show. We're going to talk about our Buffalo Bills. If you know, this is the only team that plays in New York. Sorry, just had to mention it. You know how it is. But let's go. We got to talk about this game. First home game since 1995. I wasn't even born yet. How about you guys? No.
Nope.
Haven't experienced the playoff win my whole life.
Nope.
How happy I have to be. I can't believe it. Josh Allen threw, of course, 26 of 35% of his passes for 324 yards. Pretty decent game by him. It didn't look like a decent game on him because it was such a close game. It was such a nail biter that you couldn't just. I wasn't even looking at his stats. I was just looking at the win the game.
Yeah. He did his thing. You know, the fumble on our last possession, my heart sunk.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah.
But thank God for Darrell Williams. Right place, right time. Heads up play. Way to fall on that ball. I had a little deja vu from last year's, little stupid pitch that he tried to Dawson Knox.
It was
in the
flashback
Houston game, but
Which is hilarious that he made that play and it was to Dawson Knox and it was actually like it worked this time.
The weird shot put throw.
yeah,
The goal line, that was wild.
He wants to
Shout out the track and field people out there.
Freshman year.
Whoa. Yeah, he wants to win. That's what I like to see. It was a design run, and then all of a sudden he just wanted to pitch it, and I was terrified, but we're glad he did it. That's what you got to say. We're glad he did it.
He pulled it off.
We're glad.
That's what I call growth right there.
Yeah.
Growth.
Now we're gonna have to talk about the biggest one of our favorite people. Thank you for coming in at the last minute. We didn't think he was gonna play, but all of a sudden I heard Beasley was in the game. Beasley still made a big impact on the game.
On one knee, baby.
On one knee.
He doesn't need both of them. He can still do it.
It was a very pleasant surprise. We were getting ready, pre-gaming for the game, doing what we do, and then it was around like 11:30 or so. The one dude, Mike, that we were with, said he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Beasley's playing," and then we all were out, and then we just got even fired up even more.
Hey, you gotta
and it was huge to have him because even if he's not like 100%, like where he can just make cuts like he's used to and get open. Just the fact that he's on the field at least as a decoy to open things up more for Diggs.
He's a decor.
Opening things up more for Diggs and Davis and John Brown and Knox and everyone.
Hey, speaking of Davis,
he's so reliable. Gabe Davis,
Mr. Toe Taps.
Davis, toe drag swag, as Nate Burleson says.
This man's a rookie.
Yeah,
and he's doing this
as a rookie to have that concentration in such a huge moment. That drive twice was incredible.
It was magical.
Well, he's used to these situations. He was a national champion winner at UCF.
You're absolutely right. He was a national champion at UCF.
Hey, now let's talk about the one big thing about this game. Everyone's still talking about. Actually, you know what? They're not talking about. They should be talking about more. We're going to talk about the missed fumble call. Are you kidding me? Are you?
Well,
let's run it down again. So it happens. We're watching the replay over and over again. He's clearly not touched him as soon as his knee was up on the going up.
No.
Then McDermott calls a timeout. Smart timeout by McDermott. It was my very smart game. And all of a sudden the NFL says, "Oh, yeah, okay, I guess we will look at it." And they looked at it for, what was it, 10 minutes? I felt like 10 minutes they were staring at that. He was staring at that screen. And then he comes out and he says, play stands. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
No idea how it stands. But, I mean, now, like you said, no one really talking about it. Had the Colts come back and won, that should have been the headline topic.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily it didn't matter because we ended up hanging on to win anyway.
And we got to wait. We batted down a Hail Mary.
Of course,
no Hail Mary. So
we finally figured it out. Took us 18 weeks, but we finally were in a position to add another Hail Mary for redemption, and we finally did it.
I'm just confused as to why they didn't put Jacoby Brissett in for that, because like they knew Rivers couldn't make that throw. Like he didn't make it. He made it to what, the 5-yard line with that throw.
Well, like maybe 5 years ago he could have. But
they've been using Brissett for QB sneaks, for different things like that. I'm surprised they didn't bring him in for the last play.
Yeah, I mean he has. You can't tell me that he couldn't make it to the end zone. Like Rivers wasn't even close, really. I mean.
Yeah, because Rivers doesn't even throw down the field as it is. He can't. His average pass was what, like not even 6 yards this season.
No.
He averaged the least amount of yards down the field. It's not good.
He's at the tail end, obviously, of his career.
Well, we got to go with victory money. Let's move on. Now we're on to the Ravens. That's all you need to know.
Absolutely.
We're on to the Ravens. So we're on to the Ravens. Now the Buffalo Bills are favored by 2.5 points. It's gonna be a very good game. I'm feeling a very close game. Now Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna say it again. Lamar Jackson. We need to stop the run. Watch it. These Buffalo Bills are a little shaky against the run. Taylor Hall and what am I saying? Taylor Hall.
I was like, wait a second.
Whoa. What am I talking about?
That's not for another. That's not for another 10 minutes.
Yeah. Wait. Not Taylor Hall. What's his name again? Hines and Taylor. You know what? That's what.
The Colts.
Colts running backs.
Yeah.
We could not.
Hines. Yeah.
Okay.
Taylor. Yeah.
Sorry.
We did a good job with them.
I'm a big goof, so I'll slip up sometimes. But yeah, we got to stop the run. That's definitely the Bills' biggest weakness this year was definitely the run. Now, last year when we faced the Ravens, we did a pretty good job of stopping Lamar Jackson.
Really?
We did really do a good job. We didn't win the game, but if you looked at Lamar Jackson's stats against when we last faced him, wasn't really that good.
Yeah, I think if you get that if you were to get that performance from your defense on Saturday, with the offense that we have this year compared to last year, I think we win that game fairly handily.
My goodness!
The defense played as well as you could have asked for against Baltimore last year, and that was MVP Lamar.
Now, I'm terribly sorry. We forgot to do something real quick.
Yeah, I see what happened.
We forgot about my voicemail. we gotta do our quick voicemail. I forgot about our voicemail caller. We got one of our best fans over here while we're doing our voicemail call. Let's take a look at this real quick because I actually had a request not too long ago to play this. So let's play it real quick. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Too many voicemails to sort through.
We got it.
Hey, I'm a longtime listener, second-time caller. You gotta love what happened with the Buffalo Bills. You guys can be so excited. You guys are the pulse of what's going on in Buffalo right now. Sebastian, Alex, Kevin, you guys have been celebrating Saturday. You have to be going crazy. Tell me what you did to celebrate after the game. I can't wait to hear this. You guys are awesome. I'm going to hang up and listen. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's our second-time caller. Thank you so much for calling in. Now we got.
I think you might have a pretty good idea what we were doing. So
I think we had a pretty good idea. I apologize for not playing that very quickly. But sorry for not playing that. But yes, we did have a very good time celebrating the game. Of course, me and Alex stayed up probably a lot longer than we should have.
Yeah, the clock just kept rolling, and all
I kept
of a sudden
saying the night was young. The night was young.
Yeah, you kept saying that until you were saying that, and then all of a sudden the night wasn't young, but we were still saying that. Which was the problem.
I thought it was really funny. So I had to work on Sunday, so I didn't really celebrate too much. So I have to make up for it this week. But I wake up at like 6 a.m. to go to the bathroom. Nothing too crazy. And I have a Snapchat notification from Alex, and it was from like 20 minutes ago. I'm like, look at the clock. I'm like, it's like 6 in the morning. I'm like, Alex, what are you doing? Like,
First playoff win of my lifetime. I
Gotta do what you gotta do.
was
Man.
enjoying it. I was taking it all in. I didn't want to go to bed.
So Kevin, what'd you do to celebrate?
well, I didn't do much. I had to work, so I just
Oh,
enjoyed
I
the,
think
enjoyed
we
the
have
rest of the
we
football
have a
games.
caller coming in.
Oh boy,
Should I answer it?
caller.
Hey,
Should I
might as
answer
well.
it? Should I answer it?
Might as well.
All right, let's answer it.
Oh,
I love it. You know, long time listener, third time caller. Kevin, dude, I don't see it.
What? Oh, he hung up. Kevin, I think that was you.
I think I have to make up for it this week, and I think I really have to bring my A game with the celebration. I made sure.
You don't
That
have to
this
work,
week-
right?
No, I made sure I didn't have to work on Sunday, so it's fair game.
And you know what?
I-
Ravens game
Oh, I
Saturday
think-
night, 8:15.
Hey, I think.
You know what that means?
Whoa, what's that? What's that mean?
Got all day to,
Oh,
you know,
all day to
get ready,
pregame.
and
That's
then-
for sure.
and then it's game on.
It's game on from there. Now, we'll thank our caller for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in for the show.
Third time caller.
Third time caller.
That's impressive.
Wow, we
Caller.
can make it a fourth time maybe. Well, let's go back to the Ravens game. Let's go back to our preview. We'll talk
Yeah.
again about it again. Lamar Jackson. Now, Ravens defense is a very, very dominant defense. They've been dominant all year. Lamar Jackson, he did get injured throughout the season, so the defense of the Ravens definitely had to step up. Now, we have to talk about their two cornerbacks, Marcus Peters and Humphreys, who are definitely one of the best duos in the NFL. But the depth of the Buffalo Bill receiving core may be a problem for them because you can't defend all of them.
Yeah, it's they have a lot on their hands, but it is a good secondary though, but gotta hope the weather isn't. I mean, the weather's supposed to be a factor. They're supposed to get some snow, so it depends on how you can look at it. You can look at it and say, well, it might slow down Lamar Jackson a little bit. That just means they're gonna run the ball a bit more, and that might affect our passing attack, which is, that's how we put points on the board. So that could be a problem. The Ravens also got a good pass rush as well. Matthew Judon, he's a beast.
Calais Campbell.
Campbell brings a lot of veteran leadership and experience. He's been here before. But yeah, like I was mentioned before, like if you got like the way like our game, whatever our game plan was last year against Baltimore, I would say
Right.
stick with that.
Yeah, stick with it because definitely, like I said in the beginning, if you look at our stats right when we faced the Ravens last year, it's definitely we shut down Lamar pretty well.
Yeah,
I remember they put Matt Milano on a QB spy like every play.
Yeah.
Even though Matt Milano did get his ankles broken.
Oh yeah.
Remember that was last
I
year.
forgot about that. That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
You did get him that one time. Well,
Hey,
I mean,
you learned.
It's gonna happen.
Matt
You're
Milano
gonna get
learned.
that sometimes going head to head with someone as electrifying as Lamar Jackson.
I wouldn't be.
It's,
I mean, because we always have two linebackers usually in the game, like because we're definitely a zone defense kind of team. But I wouldn't because AJ Klein has been doing very well against the run this year too. So I mean, our boy AJ Klein, you know what? He's actually not been on the field that much. I need to like to see him on the field more.
we
Kevin,
talked
We're saving him for the Super Bowl.
we talked
Oh,
we,
okay.
we did talk about that earlier though today. The possibility of because we do use two linebackers mostly.
Mhm.
The possibility of using three and having one less DB on the field. Because honestly, their passing attack doesn't really worry me at all. Like none of their receivers are threatening. I mean, Marquise Brown's he's a good deep threat. And Mark Andrews is a good tight end as well.
Yeah,
But,
after that, it's like Miles Boykin,
Yeah,
Willie
no-
Snead.
Yeah,
like,
no one too terrifying. And then Lamar isn't. He's not the greatest as a passer. So, I mean,
yeah, you got
I think I definitely could see that being part of the game plan is, more base and less
Sending
nickel and
pressure.
dime. Yeah, probably more more pressure as long as you have a spy on him. I want like you mentioned Milano was mostly this. I was wondering like because I was thinking about that idea of like a spy on Lamar. I was wondering which linebacker we would use the spy as the spy on Lamar, whether it be Milano or Edmonds.
yeah, it's Edmonds. I mean, he had a Oh yeah, Edmonds had a terrific game last week too. It
Yeah.
was also a little overlooked too. Like Edmonds was shutting down the Colts in the middle.
Yeah,
I saw Edmonds everywhere.
Yeah, we mentioned that at one point in the game. That was one of the best games I've seen him play in his young career.
Mhm.
He was all over the place. He was flying downfield, flying upfield, I should say,
He was.
and filling gaps and making plays. He's usually good for at least like one or two like plays a game where I'm like pulling hair out because I'm frustrated because I know he's super talented.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, that was one of the best games he's ever played.
Now it is that time. We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna bring in our guest Saps. We're gonna talk about some Buffalo Sabres, New York Rangers, and this new East Division of how the season's gonna start on Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, the season begins.
Wednesday
yes.
will be the season opener. Thank you, Alex. That's my hockey guy. So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna add him in and see you guys in a bit. All right, everybody, welcome back to the 42 North 78 West show. I'm your host, Sebastian. We're joined by our guest, Saps. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? It's great to be on here.
He's definitely a guy. He's a guy who's on YouTube. He does a lot of Rangers and baseball reactions. So you can tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Saps. My first name is Mike. Last name Saporito, but people have been calling me Saps forever. So I just started my channel in like 2017. Did playoff reactions, and then people seemed to catch them, love them, including Alex over there. He loved them. And then I just continued to do it, and now I'm currently doing like whole Rangers as a whole. I'm doing in-depth analysis on stuff, not just reaction videos. And yeah, it's pretty much how I started and how it's going right now.
Yeah, the 2017 Yankees playoff run is where I actually first saw your channel. That was an awesome playoff run, and it was kind of like the Yankees coming back to contention after a few years of being out of it. But yeah, that's where I first saw your channel, and then saw you were big into hockey.
Hey, I'm not. I'm gonna admit I am not the biggest. I'm a hockey guy. Okay, so I watch hockey all day, but I'm just not. I'm not into it too much. So I couldn't tell you who's on his team. I could tell you there's a guy named Jack Eichel, Taylor Hall, and Quinn.
Yes.
And we drafted a guy named Quinn. That's what I got.
Jack Quinn.
Well, you know what, Sebastian? The good news is we got a new season on Wednesday. So you are more than welcome.
So yeah, I'm gonna be staring at the screen. I'm gonna be learning a lot.
The game, yeah.
I'm gonna be
Take
learning
it all
a lot.
in. It's a great game.
Honestly, I did fall off. I honestly did fall off when the Sabres did. They weren't doing so well. I did fall off, and I was like, what's this from there? But I'm gonna get back into it because I'm just hyped because all Buffalo sports, and it's like I'm just so hyped by everything. Now, Saps, thank you for coming on. We are gonna talk about some Sabres because you know where you are. 42 North 78 West show. That's what we do. That's what we do. But I'm excited because I got my man over here, Alex, telling me all every day, like, dude, we're excited for the season. We have big names. So, like when Taylor Hall signed up, everyone was looking at me like, yo, did you know who we just signed? We just signed this ex MVP Taylor Hall. I'm like, who? That was my reaction. I don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, I know too, where he's in the Capitals. I heard they're projected pretty low this season. Now they lost some names. They're not going to be doing too well.
For Washington?
Yeah, Washington, yeah.
Washington is a team where they're getting older quicker. It's kind of like their window's closing, similar to how the 14-15 Rangers did. Ovechkin's getting up there now. I think this is his last year of his current contract. Backstrom's getting up there as well. TJ Oshie, I think, is about to turn 30 or just turned 30. So their core is aging and the window is closing. The starting goaltender for them is most likely going to be Ilya Samsonov. Braden Holtby now signed with the Vancouver Canucks as a starting goaltender. So it's going to be really tough for Washington. They had a lot of defensive problems last season. But I think if Ilya Samsonov can prove that he is a number one goaltender, then I think they're all right. Like I said before, their defense took a really big hit. They got Justin Schultz coming in, who was a former Penguin, former Oiler. Good defenseman, all-around solid player. And they fired their head coach right when they were eliminated from the play-in rounds, from the round robins. And they hired Peter Laviolette, who has been around the league forever, it seems like, so however long I've been watching hockey. He won a Stanley Cup with the Carolina Hurricanes in 2006. He was a very good Philadelphia Flyers head coach. He reached the Stanley Cup Finals twice with the Flyers and the Predators. It's all going to fall in the right place for Washington. You know, they have their stars. They have their scorers, Ovechkin, Backstrom, Oshie. Former Ranger Carl Hagelin now there full-time. So, you know, in the division, going up against eight times going up against these teams. For Washington, it's going to be a little tough, but, I mean, they have the vets to be able to get through it and do it.
Yeah, you mentioned about Peter Laviolette. You had to bring up that he was the Canes coach in 06. Ripped my heart out. But, yeah, no, Washington's an interesting team. I mean, this East Division's tough. What was your reaction when you found out, like, who the Rangers would be going up against? Now, I mean, I know for them, a lot of them they're already familiar with, but...
Yeah. See, what's funny, actually, you mentioned the 06 team again. Kevin Adams, now your general manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Rangers standpoint, I'm not going to lie. You eliminated Columbus and Carolina, and both of those teams are so defensively structured with John Tortorella coaching for Columbus and Rod Brindamore for Carolina. Those two teams now, I believe they moved to the Central. They get away from the East, and then you add in a very young and up-and-coming Buffalo team. They're on the rise. And then you also add in they're on the opposite of what Buffalo's doing, in my opinion anyway, Boston. I still think they're going to be a very good team. But I think their defense, again, needs a little more work. How many years does Tuukka Rask have? My initial reaction was, I mean, I need him to do whatever they need to do in order for the hockey to just start again. I don't care if they put the Rangers in the Western Conference. I don't care if they have to play the Islanders 40 times. I just need hockey back. But I think it's really cool now that we're going to see, like, the Rangers and Sabres, the maximum they might have played over the last few seasons was, like, maybe 4 times a year. Maybe. I believe that no matter what, they played at least 3 times, and the maximum was 4 times a year. So now it's another New York rivalry that the Rangers and Sabres could have, coming in now with 8 games on a season. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, do whatever you got to do to play the season. But I was worried at first, you know, seeing what we have to, you know, go up against, and the fact that it's only top 4 in each division. It's not really conferences this year. And at first I'm like, all right, we lost out. You know, we lose. We don't have to face Tampa. We don't have to worry about them. I'm like, all right, well, we're also losing out on Ottawa and Montreal, who I think we would have been better than, and instead replace them with Pittsburgh and Washington and the Rangers, Islanders, Flyers. I mean, it's such a tough division, but
yeah.
We were talking about big things. What do you think are some of the weaknesses this season?
For
like
as
Sabre.
a whole, or
Yeah,
just for Buffalo?
I mean, just for Buffalo, like for Buffalo, and like just, I mean, you can even talk about because we'll get to these divisions. I mean, you want to bring up your range, you know, you want to talk about your Rangers, man. I know you're a big Rangers fan. I know you're a big fan, but
yeah,
but I mean, we were talking about, right? Me, Alex, we're talking about in the season, like weakness would probably be depth, because I can, you know, you could tell me we could sign big names, but who's behind them? Like, who's gonna go?
Buffalo?
Yeah.
See, they have depth. They do. They Cody Eakin, really good depth player, very good depth player for Vegas and Dallas over the last few seasons. Buffalo's young. You know, Jack Eichel's only 24. Still only 24. I can't believe that. Yeah, you got guys like Rasmus Dahlin coming in, who's starting to become not a veteran, but he's finally getting a couple seasons into the NHL. It's all about growing pains. You know, the Rangers have had growing pains for the last 2 seasons. I still don't think they're quite ready to take the next step. they're just too young. So it's all about experience for guys, and having a guy like Taylor Hall come in as the big free agent, it's a great move. You know, he was on kind of a mixed, youngish Devils team. When he first broke into the league, he was on a young Oilers team. He was the face of Edmonton before they got McDavid. But for Buffalo mainly, they did a really good job filling out their bottom six with guys like Cody Eakin, Tobias Reeder. You look to a guy like Tage Thompson now coming into his first full NHL season. Like Olofsson's gonna be consistent. He's gonna be a good top six guy. But for the bottom six, a guy like Tage Thompson, who you got in the Ryan O'Reilly trade, I think Tage Thompson needs to learn how to take the next step and become an everyday player. I think he's definitely got it in him. Tage Thompson, 2017 World Junior United States champion. I've liked him since he started playing then. I think he's got a chance to be a really good depth bottom six guy. And goaltending for Buffalo, I think it's Linus Ullmark. I know you have Carter Hutton, who's been there forever. I feel like he's been in the league forever at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Linus Ullmark's probably going to be your number one guy, so it's really smart to get him some looks this season. And in a shortened 56-game season, it's good to just make sure these young players play every single game that they're able to. By the end of the season, they're still technically – every rookie that's coming in are still technically not going to have a full 82-game season under their belt. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the younger players come into next upcoming season – not this upcoming season, the next season – and, try to find their bearings again for the younger players.
And then we're going to move on to a quick prediction on this. Now, we're going to be excited for the game. I'm going to be excited because, of course, I'm going to be back in hockey. Thank God. I need some. We need something to be happy about, with this world that we're in anyway. But
sure,
we're going to talk about
absolutely.
this. We got to talk about some other stuff.
Yes.
Now we're going to go with the East Division because I know it's a big challenge when any professional thing goes into just a realignment because now you have different opponents. You're going to have to face the opponent. Now, I've noticed that we're going to face the Capitals probably like 6 times after we're done facing them the first time. Probably almost like 6 straight, almost like 2 weeks of facing them. In like 2 weeks, we're going to face them like 6 times. That's a lot of double headers. A lot of double headers, triple headers. It's definitely a lot different. Now the another oh my God, sorry, I'm a little going off. But the East Division will definitely be something to watch. Now, what are your probably predictions for what do you think is gonna who you think is gonna be on top?
Yeah, well, I mean, even though I'm a Ranger fan to the day I die, I still think the Islanders still have just the way the Islanders play, they win to play the division. They play to win the division. I think they're gonna end up not winning the division. I think I either have Philadelphia or the Islanders at 1 and 2 for the top 2. Philadelphia, man, I'm telling you, I thought they had a really good shot to go to the finals last year. The Flyers, just a little inexperience in some aspects, especially on their D core. They've never been that deep. Obviously, their forward core, Kevin Hayes, went to the Eastern Conference Final. Drew's been to the Stanley Cup Final. So I'd say, yeah, definitely 1 and 2 would be Islanders or Flyers. And I guess you can't really count out Buffalo. You just, not Buffalo, Boston. I guess you just can't count out Boston because they have such a veteran leadership, especially in the top 6. I do think their defense core got a little weaker. They lost Zdeno Chara, but not only was he the captain, he was still a very reliable defender. He is getting older now, so I can definitely see why he wanted to move on from him. But losing Torrey Krug to St. Louis in free agency, it's gonna be a huge blow for Boston's defense. It really is. Like I said before, is Tuukka Rask going to be able to channel back his younger years as he is getting older to will Boston to a Stanley Cup? But I do think they will make the playoffs. I think they'll be 3 of the 4. And as for the Rangers, Sabres, and Devils, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but that's okay, obviously. I don't know. I just feel like teams like Washington and Pittsburgh are definitely declining, but I think Pittsburgh's going to squeak in over Washington. I really do believe that. It's this very similar situation of goaltending in Pittsburgh and Washington because you got a guy like Braden Holtby who now left. He won you a Stanley Cup. You got a guy that Matt Murray in Pittsburgh who was traded to Ottawa. He won you 2 Stanley Cups. Are Tristan Jarry and Ilya Samsonov able to take the reins from their predecessor in order for them to win another Stanley Cup. I think Pittsburgh did a really good job evening out their top six with Kasperi Kapanen, bringing him in from Toronto. I do believe Pittsburgh will beat out Washington for the 4th spot, but don't be surprised if you see Washington make it over them. But yeah, as for the Devils, Rangers, and Sabres, as of right now, I mean, they're probably not going to make the playoffs. But it's all right because all those 3 teams are growing, they're learning, and all 3 of those teams need to see is improvement. I know the 1-year deal with Taylor Hall is kind of scary because you might waste a year on him, and you don't know what he's going to do after that. But with the flat cap, you never know. Buffalo might try to scrap up some money and try to re-sign him. And it all depends on the relationship that he's going to have with Buffalo this season.
Yeah, definitely. East Division, I was trying to like come up with my a top 4, and it's so hard. It's hard to predict. They're just so many tough teams, but I still like Washington. I think I have them first. I still trust Ovi and Backstrom and Kuznetsov and that. And then Philly, like you mentioned, Philly's really good. I thought they could make a run as well. I have them in second, and then third, I have the Islanders. They're just with Barry Trotz. They're so tough to beat. And then coming in fourth, it's a 56-game season, so it's gonna be weird. All right,
let's hear it.
I think the drought ends. Sabres make the playoffs.
All right.
56-game season. We get off to a hot start like we did the last 2 years. We have a lot less time to plummet.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
And I think we get Dylan Cousins stepping right in from an awesome World Junior performance.
Forgot to even mention him. Great call.
Yeah. Eichel and Hall together. Hall, I think, will be motivated on the 1-year contract, especially playing with Eichel. And I feel good. The goaltending situation, it could be an issue, but I trust Linus Ullmark. I really like what I saw from him last year.
Hey, you know what?
Hutton, I'm not so sure about, but
hey, Hutton got eye surgery, so you can finally see the pucks.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah.
It could be a Vezina year.
For all he knows, the Royal Blue, we've had that for years. We've had that since he signed with us. But yeah, and I mean, now I know I'm leaving out Boston and Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh just aging. I was like, I think we can catch them. We can top them. And then Boston, they don't have Pasternak for about a month. I saw they're expecting.
Yeah, I think he was the one who had hip surgery, who's going to miss some time, and Marshy also had surgery in September, but he'll be there for opening night.
Okay, yeah, I thought I heard that about Marchand.
Yeah,
but I knew, I thought at least one of them was going to be out a while, and Pasternak. So not having Pasternak for a while and losing Torrey Krug, I think they're pretty weak on the left side of their defense now, and I'm going to bank on Tuukka Rask declining. So and then
there's a good shot at that happening.
Yeah, and then to your Rangers, the Rangers. I mean, they have a really bright future. I mean, Lafreniere's a stud. Panarin's locked up. Zibanejad is still. He's only like 24, 25 also, right?
Mika, I think, is 27.
Oh, wow. That's what I thought. But there's a lot to be excited about for the Rangers for sure, though. The future's bright in Broadway.
Yeah, absolutely. If the Rangers don't make the playoffs, trust me, it's not that big of a deal. To me, anyways, I would love for them to win the Stanley Cup every season. But the president, John Davidson of the Rangers, he always, for the last couple of seasons that he's been the president of Hockey Ops, his motto is "Come watch us grow." And as many draft picks as we keep getting, we're going to have to just go through the growing pains. Taco still growing. Philip Hedl and Brett Howden are in their final years of their entry-level deals. In my opinion, they're the third and fourth line centers as of right now, and they really need to prove themselves as third and fourth line centers. Mm-hmm. But guys like Lafreniere is coming in. Keandre Miller is going to be playing the left side of defense this year. He's coming in. And even Igor Shesterkin, I know he's 25, pretty older for a rookie. Mm-hmm. But he's a goaltender, man. It takes a lot of time to adjust to the NHL shots, but he was 10-2 in his first 12. And Lafreniere, obviously. These guys are young. They have to grow a little bit. So, I mean, if it takes time, it takes time. If they explode, they explode.
Definitely, yeah. But the Rangers, they've done a great job with their rebuild. They really have.
So I want to thank Now we're running out of time because it is about 9:30, so this is probably where we're gonna probably end our show. So I want to thank Saps. Thanks, Saps, so much for coming on the show tonight. We could have you on again. Maybe we could have another go through maybe a week of the season, see how if our opinions changed. Actually, we have to see if my opinion actually changes because I didn't really. I got nothing on you. But give me a week. I might be an expert. I might come in like, hey, you heard about this? No, no. But I thank you all for coming. Also,
no problem, man.
Now, link to if you're a viewer of my show, the Saps channel. The link is on the description of the video. So if you want to go check him out, thank you so much. Right, Saps? Do we have you?
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had a really freaking good time coming on to the show, man.
Cool.
I don't really do this that often, and I'm really happy you guys even invited me. So yeah, I'm definitely down to definitely make another one with you guys. Even if the Rangers play the Sabres, I'm down to come on and talk about that.
Yeah,
we'll do plenty of opportunity to do that this season. So we
8 times. We can have 8 episodes.
Yeah, we can definitely have a pregame show for sure. But I thank everyone for watching the show tonight, and I'll see you all later.